Okay, so basically I wanted to do a voiceover because I realized this video was way too long. So as you can see right here, I'm just explaining to you that I had washed my face, nothing's really on it, and I'm using a Belief cream, and it's called Aqua Bomb, and I'll leave all the product descriptions in the down bar below. And I'm just rubbing that onto my face right now, and I'm letting it sit in for a little while. So you'll see that in the next few clips that I wait a minute, I get it in my hair, kind of messy. But now I'm going to go on to pin my hair back because I hate having my hair all up in my face when I try to do my makeup. I'm deciding whether I want to leave my bangs out for later. Please subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Anyway, I did a quick on how I may want to do my hair. I always do that before I actually put on my makeup, just to see if I like the way it looks, because I feel like if it looks good without makeup, it'll look good with makeup. So now I'm just clipping my hair back, brushing it because I'm basic. So after that step is done, I'm taking out my beauty blender that's been in the freezer. And if you watch my first video, you would know that the freezing method is actually amazing for your pores. It keeps it damp, but it takes out that sopping wetness, and the coldness of the beauty blender actually reduces the size of your pores, and it feels amazing on the skin. So now I'm showing you my Burberry Cashmere Foundation, and I have it in the color Honey, which I believe is number 32. And I kind of just dot it all around my face. I forgot to use primer, so I just put it on anyway. Because, you know, if I forget something and something's on my hands, I usually don't go back. And I was just spending the day with my mom. So I put that all around my face, and then I took my hourglass in the color Amber, and I used that stick on the outside of my face where I would naturally contour. So I'm contouring around my forehead, I'm contouring on my chin, the normal places. Now when I use my beauty blender, I always start with the lighter color and then work my way to the darker color, as you can see. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm kind of just pouncing it in. I do go over my eye. I try to get up really close to my hairline. I have a sandy brown blondish hair color, so I'm not too worried about it causing any orange like marks in my hair. So I blend everything in really good. I do drag it down to my neck. And these foundations, I'm basically explaining how they're really good for girls with olive skin tone like myself. I don't use self-tanner or go tanning, and I'm naturally olive. And I'm explaining how I'm actually Sicilian, and you could have a lot of Greek, Mediterranean, Arabic, African influence. So that's why most Sicilians don't look the same. So now I'm taking my MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer, excuse me for my cold, and it's going underneath my eye in a V. I also have the Shape Tape that I want to review, and I do mention that in this video. But that'll be at another time. Now I'm also going back in with the Hourglass foundation, and I'm using it to contour because that is my summer shade, and this is going to be my shade for contouring in the winter. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to do the same process where I start from light to dark. So I'm going in very lightly, and I'm just going over my eye once again to brighten that area. And I'm explaining how I do the light part first, and then I go into the dark part. I just want to let you guys know that I apologize for the video quality and for the lighting. I just haven't gotten that all figured out yet. So once I get my camera situated and I get better quality lights, everything should be in order. But I'm really excited to start this, and I really hope you take a look at my first video where I kind of explain who I am and what I'll be doing. So I'm pouncing on the edge of my nose just so that the bottom part where it's a little bit darker doesn't show. So here I believe I'm talking about how I don't like to contour my nose, because I feel like if you don't do it the right way and you're kind of comfortable with your nose, then there's no reason why you have to. So now I believe that I'm going into highlighter, which is exactly what I'm doing with my Cover FX, and I'm using the color, I believe, the one after Moon Dust. So whichever color that is the one that I am using. And you have to work quick with that stuff. That stuff does dry, so it just needs to be pounced. into the skin, and you want to do it one at a time. One side at a time. Just take it nice and easy. And I like to put it a little bit underneath my eye as well because I feel like it gives a really nice brightening effect, and I don't care if I look like a freaking disco ball. So that's just how I roll. And anyway, I guess I'm basically just explaining that. And now I'm going around my mouth a little bit. What does it look like? I'm reaching for a pair of, well, whatever. I put a little bit on my nose and a little bit on the top of my lip. So that is what I'm doing here. And I'm probably thinking about what I should do next, how I should sound like a professional. So now I'm taking Anastasia of Beverly Hills Dip Brow. And this is basically how I fill in my eyebrows. I always feel like less is more. So I like to fill them in just following my natural shape. I do have an in-depth video of when I'm going out on how I do them. But as you can see, I just follow my shape. My best advice to you is that if you have someone you know who can do really good threading, get a really good shape and try to make the most out of your own eyebrows. It's always the best when you can use your own hair and just have to fill in your eyebrow. Now I notice here that they look a little bit dark, and this is something that I notice all the time, but they always look darker before you have on your eye makeup, so just realize that. If you do your eyebrows before, don't get nervous if they seem dark because you have nothing else on that's giving you contrast. So that's basically what I'm explaining there. And then what I like to do is if you watch my first video, you'll see that I had said I like to use lip plumper as kind of a primer before I put on any type of lip product. So now I'm going over with Becca Moonstone over the Cover FX. And the Cover FX will stay tacky a bit, so it will pick up the highlighter perfectly. And I apologize for my phone going off. I'm actually going to turn that off now. Very sorry about that. So I'm going in, like I said, with the highlighter, and that's how I'm finishing up. So now I'm taking the CoverGirl in the color, I believe, caramel. And I think it's 07, and I'm contouring with that. Now here I go on to talk about how I would never use this one for Instagram. I'm going to make a whole video on how you want to look good in Instagram photos, because there is certain makeup that you can wear for every day that looks amazing, but it just doesn't pick up right in pictures. Whether it be the pigmentation, the flashback, whatever is in it just doesn't pick up right. And I noticed that there is titanium dioxide, I believe, in that product, which might give the flashback. So now what I'm doing is I believe that I am going to contour my nose. I'm saying how my nose doesn't really bother me, other than it just being a little bit slopey and a little bit chunky at the bottom. That's the only place I have to fix. So I'm going to do a full nose contour video, but what I'm trying to get my point across is that I'm only going to contour the bottom, because if I contour the whole entire nose from the top, it's going to cause a slimming effect on the top, and then it's going to be brought down to the bottom. So then it's going to give you the same illusion because they're both going to be slimmed out. So if I just want the bottom to look small, that's all you're going to contour. And I do this very, very lightly. If I am going out, I will use a cream contour, and I will do a full video on all different nose shapes. I may grab a couple of my girlfriends to help me out with that. So I'm just taking a drink here because the raspiness is actually my voice. I don't want to lie to you or decept you. I am very, very raspy. So I do need to drink because my throat always hurts. So now I'm going into blush, and for me, since I am an olive skin tone, I have to go with the color Dolce Vita. That will give me a light pink color. Anything that's too light will not show up on my skin. It will be more like a highlighter if there's shimmer in it. It really won't give me any color payoff. It could be a blush topper, but it can't be used as blush. I need something with a bit of pigment to give me any type of pinkness or color to my cheeks. Otherwise, I'm just completely washed out. So just checking both sides, making sure that it's even. And now I believe I'm going to be going into my favorite part. Yes, spraying my face. So I was using the Tatcha spray because after I powder my face and I start to feel like things are accumulating a little bit, like blush, the powdered contour, I like to do that. So now, especially since I'm going in with under eye setting, I definitely want to have sprayed that. So I'm going in with Lauramercier's under eye powder, and I believe it's translucent one, and I'm putting it underneath my eye. And that's also going to help with any fallout that I do for makeup. So right now I'm just basically telling you that, and I'm using my Huda Beauty palette. That is the palette that I use in this makeup tutorial, and it's the only palette that I use. I'm going to explain to you the colors that I use as I go. And I'm in love with the palette. I can honestly say that it is an awesome, awesome palette. You will not be disappointed. Get it for Christmas. Ask for it for Christmas. You will love it. So I'm going in with the first color, Bay, which is a really, really beautiful color. It is a white color, but it might come off a little bit yellowish if you are fair. If you are of darker skin tone, it's probably going to be a little bit more stark on you. And if you're just right in between of an olive color, or if you're an Asian, it will be perfect for you and you will love it. So I find Mediterranean, Asian skin colors, anything like that, Filipino, it will look beautiful on. So that's why I like to use it. Now I'm taking a fluffy brush. All my brushes are from Sephora, by the way, and I'm blending in the color Sandalwood and Henna. I mix the two of them together. And I really, really like that combo. It gives you a nice red-brown color. If you ever use Brown Script from MAC, it kind of looks like that. And this is kind of my go-to everyday color on my eyes if I am going to put something in my crease. So that's basically what I'm doing. I always check to make sure things are even, because sometimes things look even. I don't have the best lighting in my apartment, so I really have to look, because sometimes I go outside before work and I'm like, this does not look right. So I'm always constantly blending, and now I believe I'm going to be bad in a little while, and I'm going to take the brush and actually clean it off on my sweatpants. So I'm taking now in the color Angelic, which is a beautiful pink gold reflective color, and I'm just putting that on my lid, and I also use that as a highlight. And I believe I'm looking for the brush to try to, because I know I'll forget if I don't do it right then and there. And I use that kind of as a blush and highlight topper. It just gives me such a beautiful glow. And I really do love it, that it's so versatile, that it could be used as an eyeshadow and so highly pigmented. And then I like to always blend everything in with my Real Techniques brush, or any big fluffy brush will do. So just so that everything goes seamlessly, that's what I like to do. What I am saying now, I can't okay, I'm doing a winged eyeliner. So how I do my winged eyeliner is pretty simple. I start in the middle, work my way to the front, and then go to the back. I don't go all the way to the inner corner of my eye unless it's a special occasion or I'm going for a certain look. This is just my everyday wing. I do it so often and have been doing it for so long that it just comes very, very natural to me. So if you want an in-depth video on how I do my liquid eyeliner, I'd love to show you, because I remember when I was starting out. So that's that. An eyeliner could really brighten up your eyes. Now right here, I'm going in pretty fast motion because I am doing just my mascara. So that's why I write that I'm fast forwarding just mascara and a pair of lashes. If you'd like to see how I put on lashes too, I will definitely show you how I put on lashes. Now what I'm doing is I'm highlighting the top of my brow bone. The reason why I like to save this for last is because sometimes I don't really know how far my eyeshadow is going to go up. I sometimes like to see my eyeliner before highlight, because I don't always use it. Going in once again with Tatcha and spraying. Tatcha. I have a New York accent. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I love that stuff. And I just got a my eye stuck, so I was calling it the Caitlyn Jenner eye. Anyway, so if it looks a little bit too dewy for you, you can always just take your brush and just pat it around your skin. It looks like I'm brushing hardly, but I'm not, I promise you. So I basically am saying that I hope that you like the look. This is just my everyday look, and I'm giving you kind of a panoramic view of it. I'm kind of laughing a little bit because I feel like one of those Christmas like swivel dolls, and I'm like, I have had it. So now I'm going into basically pulling out my hair and figuring what to do with it. I'm working with 3-day-old hair, and what a way to put out one of my first beauty videos. But hey, listen, it is what it is. I work a full-time job. So this is 3rd-day hair, and I do have bangs that are growing out. They're in that in-between stage, and I don't really know what I want to do with them. I had cut my bangs due to damage, and they were about up to my chin, and they were just like frayed, so I cut bangs. But if I don't want them now, they're long enough where I could just use some morrocan oil, or what I like to call deception oil. But I'm all finished with the video. My camera unfortunately shut off, but I really appreciate you watching it, and I believe that there are some bloopers I may add in. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure. Erica.